Hi there, lovely people. Good morning from Dhaka, Bangladesh. Today, as you can tell, I'm going to be doing a brand new fragrance. Yes, it is a brand new release, but not just came out yesterday or something like it. And it's a sample review from the very popular line currently from House of Givenchy, Gentleman line. As you can see in front of me, I have the whole lineup, and I have a couple of other ones that I kept as extra here. Givenchy Gentleman, the old line, like the old fragrance discontinued now, and they also have Givenchy Xerius Rouge that comes in the same bottle. I also have a sample of Givenchy Gentleman, I think the Absolute, as well as Givenchy Gentleman only. I have that original one, but I don't know where I kept the bottle, right? So they all look like the same kind of bottle. I like that. And I have reviewed all of these fragrances, but today we'll be reviewing Givenchy Gentleman. This is called Reserve Privée, and this EDP concentration. So big thanks go to Ifran Bhai, owner of USB page. I purchased quite a few fragrances from him recent times, and then he sent this as a gift. So thank you so much, USB, for the sample courtesy. First of all, Givenchy's fragrances, I always told you, I don't know, at least in my country, even fragrance community, not that many people give them credit for how good they are. Not just this Gentleman line. They have Play line. They have Very Irresistible. They have Givenchy's what's the other one? Pie. Lot of other lines. They have a lot of great fragrances which I really like. And this is one underappreciated house for me. That makes me a little bit sad. And for me, any fragrance house that are good, they release good fragrances. These house, actually, I'll tell you one thing, they deserve more credit, or at least same credit as many other main designers who are not releasing that many fragrances, to be honest. So you get this nice little line, give them respect, right? You pay them a visit, right? And try out their fragrances. That's my humble request. So I'm not going to talk about the rest of them, but in short, I'll tell you what these Gentleman lines are. So they have like 6 now, okay? The original one was Givenchy Gentleman, the EDT. Like there's a pink pepper pear, kind of spicy, sweet, long-lasting woody fragrance. In short, okay. Then I think they had the EDP, which is the longest-lasting from the line. It smells a lot like Dior Homme Intense, Dior Homme Parfum. Got this spicy Valentino Uomo Intense vibe. Got this iris. Then I think they had the cologne, which in summer I use a lot. This is one of my go-to guy. Then they had this one. I tend to forget. There's so many. This is called Boise, I think. Yes, Givenchy Gentleman Boise. This is my most favorite in this dark line. It's the most nicest in the terms of smell. Performance-wise, this is the best, the EDP. And then the last year I also got EDT Intense, which of course I'm trying to complete the line, and I was looking to buy this one. So I recently saw Sebastian Zara's review, and he was not impressed by this, and I take him as kind of like my mentor in one of them anyway. And he's one guy you can depend on him for any review. He's like awesome nose and personality, right? So this fragrance, how's this one? I have it on my hand for some time. I hope I don't drop the sample. It's I don't know, 1.5 ml or something. So they give inside the picture of the bottle, which looks really nice, intriguing. Got the same design of bottle, but I think the bottom part, this part would be a little bit like brownish or kind of like boozy color, which this fragrance has some boozy notes. And there's that sprayable sample. And it says woody, floral, ambery, bergamot, chestnut, iris, cedarwood, vetiver, and benzoin. So these are the notes. And it's concentrated as EDP, right? It's a concentration as EDP. So I don't want to respray this. I just sprayed it like 5-7 minutes ago. I gave it like 2 wearings. These are small samples, so it's an initial impression. It's not a full-on review. If I have a full bottle, then I can show you sprayer. I can show you proper spray and then proper application. But based on the sample review, what I'm getting from this is it's very, to be honest, it's very close to a couple of other ones in the line, like this one. The name is this one, the EDP. Man. I always like. Yes, this is the Boise, sorry, yes. So the Boise one, which is already sexy for me, I said this one has hints of CH-Man Privée in it. I got some boozy notes from it, as well as some CH-Man Privée vibe, which many people didn't get, but it's a woody, kind of like a spicy, boozy, kind of an interesting fragrance for almost all year round, but mostly for fall and winter. This fragrance is a lot of similarity to this, Boise, as well as some elements from the EDP, but EDP is better, okay? Compared to this, EDP is better. I'm just giving you a fair comparison. It smells nice. Opening is very nice, but it's missing that new factor that I get from different ones. Let's say EDT Intense. It's not my most favorite, but it has this spicy, like a hint of fragrance that it's like woody, spicy, and the same DNA as the original, but this has an interesting opening. This one has that iris darkness, the EDP. Boise has the booziness. The cologne, it has this nice citruses, very nice, unique, refreshing opening. The original one is original. So out of the 6, this one feels the most, I mean, for me, it's the most, I don't want to say boring release, but I don't see the point of this release. The name, Reserve Privée, such a grand name. And when you talk about Boozy Notes, that is supposed to have, it's supposed to be sounding promising, you know, like a huge rum or whiskey. And honestly speaking, when I smell this, I get like a sweet, spicy, same old. It's like a tamed down version of EDP, and somewhere between EDP and the, you know, Boise. You know, that's what it feels like. The dry down goes a little bit woody. It's sweet. You know, it reminds me a little of Karl Lagerfeld Bois de Cedra, that fragrance. Let me show you. If you know this fragrance, you know, this one, Karl Lagerfeld is priced much cheaper. The Givenchy one at this current moment, it will be definitely $75-$80. This one is like $30-$35. This is very close to that. It has this ambery vibe, sweetness, not the same. But when I smell this one, you know, it's a lot more interesting. It's more sweet. It's more interesting fragrance compared to Givenchy Gentleman. Just giving you an idea, rough idea. So this one I was ready to buy, you know, even call it a blind buy worthy, even though Sebastian Zard didn't say the best things about it. But I can see why he was not impressed. I'm not impressed by this release. It's nice, but it feels unnecessary. You know, to be honest, like it was not needed. Could have been an oud release, you know, like Givenchy Gentleman Oud, or something like Givenchy Gentleman Incense, or if it's a real boozy one, they should have called it like Givenchy Gentleman Pure Shot or Pure Malt or something like it, you know. This one is lacking that. One thing is lacking that identity. It couldn't really make a place like number 6 as a full bottle worthy. It really felt like it's not really that, you know, it's just a money maker or trying to cash in with the successful line, which is selling a lot. Especially, I think the cologne is selling a lot. The Boise and EDP are some of the more popular ones. So this line is getting popularity, but this fragrance, if you don't own anything from it, that's a good thing. If you don't own EDP or Boise or DDT Intense, this fragrance may come off as a nice fragrance. But another sad thing is this fragrance from the sample, I don't know. I get great performance from most of these. These two, these three, especially from the right side, they are excellent performers. But this one, the Reserve Privée EDP, for EDP concentration, it didn't feel that robust. Okay, so I am really in confusion, because now I'm thinking like I don't need to purchase this. If practically speaking, you know, practically speaking, I'm not gonna pull the trigger on this spending like 70-80 bucks, even if it's discounted, you know, to complete the line. I don't know. I'm not really crazy about this right now. I'm not really craving for it. After a very long time, a fragrance didn't really impress me. You know, this fragrance was a bit disappointing release because it's boring, just like Sebastian would say, and it's very repetitive. You know, especially if you have this right two sides. If you have these two or these three, you're good. You know, you're good. You don't need this one in winter. I'm like, when are you gonna wear this? You know, it doesn't have the push for winter. It doesn't feel like a summer fragrance. You can wear it for fall and spring. One positive I can tell you, this fragrance smells decent. If you don't have anything from Givenchy line, you're starting your collection, let's say you smell this randomly, you like this. If you go heavy, I think it will have hint of spices and that ambery vibe is there. It's a little bit warm, spicy, little boozy, very little. The booziness is just like 5% or less, you know. If the booziness was somewhere like 15-20% feel in the opening, and that would be just a great reinterpretation of this original. The iris in this is there, but same as the two in the right, okay. It's a nice perfume. It just doesn't really offer unique enough or different enough vibe to call this a full bottle worthy, but you can give it a try. You know, that's my initial impression. Not impressed by the performance, not impressed by the uniqueness, which is lacking. And this fragrance perhaps is like a dud. I don't know if it's called, that's the right term, but I would say if you like that kind of fragrance, give it a try with this. Is not the same obviously, but it's a lot more interesting, longer lasting, sweeter. Bois d'Ambre from Karl Lagerfeld. It's more you know, mainstream, but it's half or less the price of Givenchy's, right? So yes, in that way, I would say I'm going to call this a pass for now. Perhaps running down the sample, I'll change my mind, but at this current moment, it's a no go for me. Okay, so this fragrance, I would say thumbs down, like the Gladiators time they would say, but you can give it a try. Don't call it a complete pass. If you have the whole line, you will not need this, but you know, everybody's taste is different. Perhaps you'll get better like appreciation. This will get better appreciation from you than me. But I would suggest get a sample like this. If you go to counter where you buy perfume, if they have sample like this, tell them to give you 2-3 samples, finish it up, then see if you like it. It's somewhere like Dolce & Gabbana, the one EDP, that sort of performance, but EDP one is more interesting. There you go. So Givenchy Gentleman Reserve Privée EDP. I would say this fragrance, for the price, the smell, and whatever the expectations, I'm a bit disappointed. I'll give this a 6 out of 10. Okay, it's the least I've given the whole line. So perhaps, yeah, don't release this kind of Givenchy, please do not release this kind of underwhelming fragrance. Thank you very much for watching. Time for a next video. Take care, have a nice day, see you soon, bye bye.